weekly AustraAsia session for Tuesday, July the 18th, 2017. I don't know what this is. It's like
I think this recording is for me. I recording this one.
So why don't you just tell us that you were recording and that you had the video indexing going?
Okay.
So which one are you going to use?
So I think this is better. This recording is better, I think.
So you can then delete the yours is which one? This one?
I think mine is the top, yes.
I delete that one, eh?
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, it's perfectly fine to have more than one recording simultaneously. So we'll just keep both going. So let's not delete both of them. You know, we should leave them both. So there should be the other one as well.
Okay. Then Abdul, you can just also put that on of yours also, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
But remember, for the video indexing, it needs to be the short link, not the long link.
Yeah. I know. So now, can we begin?
Yeah, as long as everyone agrees to the topics and our desired outcomes and such. So sounds good.
Now I think we need to allocate the minute on our priority topics, new client possibility, and budget. I don't know how many minutes we're going to spend on that.
It should be pretty quick.
On budget, we can get on like 5 to 10 minutes.
We got 5 minutes? 5 minutes, yeah? Or how much? 5 minutes. Must I not schedule, I think 5 minutes?
Hopefully a lot less, like 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, we've gone over it so many times.
Okay.
I mean, it should just be happening. It's just not happening.
So it should be 5 to 10 minutes. So weekly goals, just say, I can start 10 minutes. So there will be 5 minutes.
And also here we need to have a relation between the Sonic and Austrian session. I think. 5 minutes. Planning. Okay. I think we need to be in order when we are doing facilitation. The first one is updating the new client responsibility. As if you can check that first one, then I will introduce the second topic.
Okay, so first of all, we all are agreed on desired outcomes and the topic what we are having today. Do we all agree on it?
Yep, that's good.
Yes. For me, I'm okay.
Yes, we can unmute.
Albina?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we all are agreed upon the desired outcomes and we should move to our first topic, which is
Hello.
I think James checked it.
Hi, James.
I think we have a new member. We have a new person name. You can let him check.
Hello.
Hello, James. You can check in, please. Can you check in or?
James, can you
Hello,
hear
James.
us?
Let's move on. As we've introduced the topic, I think he don't hear us. Can move on.
All right. So, update new client responsibilities and budget. So, shall we start on it now?
Okay. I was just going to do a quick update on a couple things here. The first one is that, oh, and we still need to do the main doc here. We got to get that linked. We'll do that during the document section, but where are we here? All right. So we have Mel. She has been around for about a decade or so, and it's as much as potentially 10K could be coming to us, but we will be overseeing this umbrella investment grant company, and it could be much as $80,000. So that could be pretty exciting. There's a lot of work to do here. We need to make a couple proposals and a plan for how we'd oversee this $80,000 investment. It's not guaranteed. I would say that it's maybe like a 30% probability. We basically don't think of anything until it's in the bank. You know, really, we don't care until the money is in the bank, you know? So until the money's in the bank, it's really not like who knows what'll happen, but it's to the point where we really need to prioritize our investor relations and client relations. And we have EXA. We've got the VZ entities. And then from there, we have, you know, actually from this 80,000 could come a whole bunch of like 3 to 4 different potential places, right? So we have 3 to 4, oh, and there's this other one called Neosphere. 3 to 4 other possible clients. Oh, and there's also John as an investor. So anyways, we have a huge opportunity right now to bring in more money and get more clients, but we got to get organized and like move things forward as best as we can to make that happen. So that's the client updates. The budget updates are not as good. You know, basically if we just pull up, see if it's here. No, let's see it. Yeah, so Bitcoin is stabilizing a little bit. it's about $2,200. Unfortunately, Ethereum has gone down quite substantially. So, Bitcoin is kind of stabilized. It's at 2,200. So that's reasonable. But our Ether, which is where we have most of the money, is in Ether, is at 180, which is pretty low. It was at over 300 less than a month ago. So it's gone down almost 50%. And so there looks like there might be some cuts. Might be some cuts to the budget for the next month. We'll just have to see. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. So the budget situation's not great. So that's pretty much it for me. Check.
Facilitate that.
So, I have a question over here. The budget is going down. So, how it will affect our budget?
Our budget is directly affected. So currently this month our budget from our client went up by $2,000. So we might lose this. We might lose this money, possibly more. That we just need to be prepared for, especially if it drops further. Hopefully it'll just go back up. Additionally, our budget has a lot of Ether. So, but we did have a big buffer, we did have a buffer, so hopefully we'll be okay. But basically right now we have like a $12,000 budget. Our goal was to increase to like 15,000 plus per month, but it's possible we might have to drop down to like 10,000 or even lower. So, I mean, we just got to be prepared that there might be cuts coming. If Ether stays low, this 180 value, we could have some cuts coming our way. So we'll just have to see what happens. Hopefully it would just be temporary. We have lots of other potential investors and clients. The key is just getting the work done, getting organized, bringing in more clients and work and money, and everything should be fine, but we just have to do the work, right? If we don't do the work, we don't bring the money, and everything gets cut, then we have to cut our budgets as well. And everything is very volatile and temporary. Like everyone's positions are temporary still at this time.
Okay. So just a quick question: how can we increase this client if if I want to increase an investor for a community, can I do that? That's just a question, Or is there any separate team who is dealing with the client, who is bringing on on business development? The team is there's a separate team looking towards it.
Nope. There's nobody who's really like stepping up to help with that. Like, Steve is helping a little bit with some of the exit client relations, but we don't really have anybody working on getting new clients. So this would be a really high priority. And we also have bonuses and everything that we can give for people who want to do that. So yeah.
So I think I can one this new client task relations also.
Cool.
So Jay, can I also one question, because I have a good network, so I just want to give a try. I'm not saying that any good, but I just want to make a try because I have a very good network outside of my country.
Cool.
I think if you can train us to do this investor, investor relation can be better. I can also try to join you to learn from you guys.
I think Lucy's right. When we train here, we can also try it.
Is that the case that we have to develop a full business development team as well? What do you say, Jay? There's a possibility of developing a good team of business development. And if you agree, we can have a good team.
Sure.
Okay.
One last thing I want to add in it, that the person who will be a part of this business development team should have a very good and research ability in it, because we have to research potential clients, and for that we have to make a high level of research over the internet.
So on this one, I need to come back.
We would expect nothing less, Steve. Nothing less from you.
Hopefully tomorrow at the communications meeting, we're going to sort of discuss client relations. If anybody wants to come, please. I know it's going to be. I'm not sure what time it is your time. It's 11 a.m. I think America's time. And I will do the same thing next week, AustraAsia time in the evenings. So we're going to definitely talk about client relations and getting some new clients, and maybe talk about the social media campaign and what we can do to bring in some business. Now I'm going back to watching online. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks for the update, Steve. Any questions to Steve before he leaves?
Yeah, but that's one thing. It's very interesting watching from the outside, and you guys are doing pretty good. You looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to add that if you're working in one organization, we have to think alike. All people have to think at the same platform, and the organization will grow. It means that we people, individual will grow. Go extra miles to bring more business, to work more, to do more researches, and we will get up to the certain level of our milestone soon if we work together as a team. What do you guys suggest?
I think it's okay. Can we move to the next topic?
Yeah, guys, time is over for this.
Is method of schedule.
So now I will introduce the next topic. Is anyone still have other thing to add about the update and new client possibility budget? Anything?
I think we should move on.
Okay. So now we are going to master note scheduled. That will take 2 to 3 minutes on that. I think we have been doing that thing many times. So I think Jay can help us on that.
Okay, yeah, just to remind us about the master note schedule. Yesterday was the first time we ever really used it. And so that was exciting. And we should continue to use it. So right now we have the the Asia time UTC +6 master note schedule, and this is for the week of July 16th. One second. So this should be within the Asian network. So we'd want to add this link to the Asia network. There should also be a some type of master note schedule doc that this would be added to. And we can also add it to other places. We might want to consider, making a global, UTC -0 master note schedule. So if we all function globally at the UTC -0 time, we could just have one main master note schedule that we kept for the whole world. Otherwise, if people have different master note schedules for different time zones, we have to keep those separate and then combine them later. So eventually, we would combine all of the master note schedules into one global schedule. So that's pretty much it. So, we used it really good yesterday, but today there's nothing there, right? So, basically have Tuesday, July 18th. I guess this needs to be updated. Oh wait, you guys just did it on the wrong place. Oh. Okay, so it's all linear, so it goes from top to bottom. So it would be like Monday at the top, and then it would be a schedule going down. So all of these would be at the other side. So we'd cut that and put it down here so you know where to find it. It would be Tuesday, July 18th, 8 a.m., Oceanisonic sessions, link to doc. All right, this is good, this is good. There we go, that's right. Okay, cool. So yeah, it looks like the people are using the master notes schedule. If we wanted to do it backwards, we could, but it would make more sense to just have the links to each day, and each day is its own doc over time. But anyways, all right, so this is good. Check. We can even add these tasks to the master note schedule if we want to.
Is there anybody who wants to add a master note?
Nope.
Somebody there?
Okay, Jay. Sorry. Okay, Jay, I was asking if these are new making master notes, weekly notes for this one. Is it only gonna be used for Asia, or everywhere we are working, having a session? We need to have like Monday, Tuesday, or is it during weekly when we are working? We need to make this one.
The idea is that we'd have master notes schedules going all the time, right? So there's always a master notes where everybody can take notes on anything they're doing at any time. So eventually we're going to want to have a single set of global notes, and eventually we're going to go to eventually we will go to percentage moon calendar as well as the UTC -0. So, but I mean, it's like the Americas network is going to use America's time. The Asian network is going to use Asia time. you know, your Africa might use your Africa time. So I mean, it just depends on what time people want to use. If people want to go to UTC for the global notes and just do one, they can do that as well. So we just have to keep experimenting. But as long as there's at least one, like it's very easy to change this into UTC, right? You would just subtract 6 hours, and then it's UTC. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as long as we have the master notes going, it doesn't matter what time zone it's in. It's very easy to combine them all together. But if you don't have them at all, then that's the biggest problem. So if you guys just want to use AustraAsia time, it's perfectly fine. But you can keep your master notes in whatever time zone you want to. But you know, it really needs to be one of the 4 quadrants. You know, like there's your Africa, Asia, Americas, and Oceania.
Okay.
Our time is up for that.
Okay. Now, anyone having anything to add on top of that before moving to the next topic?
No, from my side.
Abdul, do you have anything? Albina?
I have nothing to add on that.
Abdul?
Yes, I think nothing to say.
Asif.
Yes, so we are moving on to
Okay. No, I have James. Benji, do you have anything? Benji?
No, I don't have. Let's just move on to the next topic.
Okay. Let then move on to the next topic. Or Jay, you still have anything to add on that?
No, I'm good. I'm just really happy that everybody, it looks like people did do the master notes. It just was in the wrong order. That's fine. Good stuff.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to going over our documents and documentation. It will take like 5 minutes to 10 or less than 10 minutes. Then after that, Asif will introduce on weekly goals. So now I'm taking over this, going over documents and documentation. Jay can guide us. Or anybody else, it's not a must, Jay. Anyone can also tell us what to do on that.
So obviously the first one is that we want to make sure these notes are linked to our main session stock. From there was some tasks from the previous one. Huh.
Isaiah, I think we have a main doc for AustraAsia session. I don't know. We have already the main doc for AustraAsia. So it's okay. I think
So you can see here that we need a link to our AustraAsia main session to make sure that it's linked correctly. And then there was our decisions doc, our team task doc. So generally the goal is to get the AustraAsia team organized. So we might want to just talk about the AustraAsia team setup, and we also could brainstorm a new name. So this is also a task and a topic. So this might be a next step here that we want to think about for next time. Hey, Abdul, do you know where the setup verification spreadsheet is for the team setup? You can duplicate this from the Andromeda or the Sonic team.
Okay.
But we definitely need team task stock, we need decision stock. So this would be the
This one is not that.
master
I
task
think
stock, master responsibility.
is it a new spreadsheet?
Yes, I think.
Master
We need to duplicate from
topic
Android or Sonic team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think those are just some of the main things that would help us get organized. And if we look at our Asia super team, I mean, there's not much here, you know, so we want to, you know, important documents. So you might want to actually copy and paste some things from the Sonic team. Another thing I thought we could do for next up is team equity, because we can start the AustraAsia team equity. And there's also daily equity. I don't know if people can think of a new name, but maybe we could go through the setup real quick. Team setup. But I mean, I think this is pretty much it for the documentations. You know, there is some buddy team support, and there's buddy team links that you could do. But I think that's all pretty good. But I can see if we can find the team setup. Nope. Nothing. All right, let's try Andromeda. So that's pretty much it for me. I'm gonna see if I can find the setup spreadsheet.
Anything else?
All right, here's the setup plan.
Are you done with this one, or do you still have anything to add on?
I found the setup plan. It's not a spreadsheet though. Full team responsibilities verification. Maybe it's this one. So Steve says that it's getting a little loud in the background. If people could mute their mic. That might be you, Abdul. Could you mute Abdul?
So that's why I can hear you low. I can hear you low.
That's okay, but it'll help for the recording if Abdul could mute, except when you're speaking. Abdul, can you mute? Abdul, are you there?
Yes, Exam.
Do you think you could try muting?
Mute.
Yeah. It helped a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Maybe it's easy.
It's better.
So yeah, this looks like the primary responsibilities verification for team setup. So this is what you would actually want to go ahead and copy and paste here. Oh, and can somebody please link the AustraAsia main session doc with our notes? I mean, this is the 5th time that I think I've asked, so let's get that done and then move on. This is it right here.
Okay.
So just go ahead and duplicate this one and create it for the AustraAsia verification setup. And then all of these things could go into the task list for the verification. You could make a task list tab, which would be helpful.
Okay.
And if anyone has any ideas for a name, that would be a good thing. We could talk about it more next week as well.
Idea on how to do what?
We need to get a name for our new team.
I don't have an idea.
It's okay.
Just any name or name related to.
Yeah, any name is fine, but we could talk about it next week. No hurries.
Okay. I think we are done with this one. Can we move to the next, or we still have something to add?
We're good.
I'm good as well.
Okay.
You?
Okay,
Okay.
let's move on to the next one. Okay with this.
The next will be introduced by Asif, held by Jay. Any take over?
Okay, and coming towards the weekly goals, and I must start it from myself. Okay, Jay.
Great, yeah.
Okay, so our weekly goal should be, first of all, we should get our organized, especially in the sessions. And what I think I should be moving towards. Jake, can you just tell me that it is individually or is it teamwork?
What?
This weekly goal should be individually or these goals are the team goals?
Team what?
Team goals.
Yeah, these are our goals for the week, for the AustraAsia session.
Okay. Jay, can you just introduce about it, please?
Well, I mean, the only thing I would say is that this might come in where we talk about our scheduling. So currently the AustraAsia session only happens once per week. So the question is, do we want to schedule more sessions, and what do we want to accomplish?
Okay, from my side, I think there should be more sessions as well. And it not only, increases the information, but it enhances our skills as well by working more and more on responsibilities and tasks. So from my side, it should be, more. Sessions should be scheduled more and more.
Scheduling, girls, I think, let me just think what I was to say then. My God.
I'll add one thing is that I think that there is a goal of building clarity for the basically the handoff from the East Pacific to the AustraAsia Clinton. So we should help get more clear on how this is going to work, especially in the context where we need people like Benji, Julie, Ulysses. We really need to pick up responsibilities. I think this is very important. And then they would be holding the torch over to Central, and then from AustraAsia it would go to Central Asia. And I think this also involves some of the the 6-hour scheduled sessions. So another goal could be like getting our Clinton schedule finalized. And this, yeah, that would be good too.
Okay.
So for here, we know for AustraAsia, it's gonna be Benji, Julie, Ulysses, right? Maybe other people might want to make AustraAsia their primary session, and then you have Central Asia with Asif, Abdul, Bilu, and then your Africa is Lucy, Albina, James. All right, I'm done. Any other goals?
Right.
Nothing.
We obviously need to prioritize finances and taxes, especially for the for-profit orgs.
So there I'm asking, Because you said Lucy 1 to 2 doing a schedule for more session level 4. Does that mean I can make a schedule with even other like America team?
Yeah, so you have 1 to 2 sessions that you can schedule. You can schedule at any time and then across the entire world. So you could schedule for your Africa, you could schedule for your Asia, but if you wanted to schedule for Austrasia, you could do that as well. But you do need to get somebody to approve it because this is 1 to 2 buddy teams, right? So you can't just randomly schedule some time that nobody else is interested in. You have to find at least one other person who will schedule and that needs to be approved by the main session. So if you want to do Austrasia session times, this would be a good time to do it. If you want to do any other time, you need to focus on the Central Asia. Currently, no weekly sessions. So anybody can schedule the weekly sessions, right? So this could be anyone in level 3 can schedule a weekly session. So this is just a task that needs to happen, right? So that'd be a task. And then you also have the same thing in your Africa. And this is a yes has weekly main session. And this one is yes has weekly main session. And this one's yes. Right, so we still have 2. So you can't schedule buddy teams for Central Asia or your Africa until there's a weekly main session. And anyone can schedule the weekly main session. So we just need 2 more weekly main sessions for Central Asia and your Africa. And then we would, you could schedule there as well for your buddy teams.
So I can schedule in Central Asia and Euro Africa only, not.
No, you can schedule. You can schedule anytime for the whole day. It's totally up to you. You just have to get a agreement from, at least one other person and synchronize it with the main weekly session so that it's, there's actual goals and everything is synchronized. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And the same is true with Abdul. So both you, between you and Abdul, you guys have 3 additional sessions that you can schedule. So it's
Okay.
And then once you get these ones scheduled, we can start doing more, right? And then other people can get to level 4 as well. Eventually, we'll be going 24 hours a day, but right now we're just not there yet. And then also, once we get our 6-hour scheduled sessions, it would be 3 days per week for 6 hours per day. And that would be, a long session. And that would be more individually based, right? This would be much higher independence once we get that scheduled. So, we do want to prioritize getting our schedule set up. And this is a task, so set up the schedule. Now, I want to work on this. If someone wants to help me, that would be great. So does someone want to schedule the Central Asia session? Why is it orange? I'm not sure why that's orange, but yellow means a task. Everything's a task, you make it yellow.
Okay.
So anyways, if Abdul or Lucy don't want to schedule, then I think that we're ready to move on.
Yes, Abdul. Yes, Lucy.
Cool. And Steve says that he's definitely down to help out with both the Austrasia and other sessions, and yeah, we'll get there. And if there's no more goals, I think we're ready to move on. The Austrasia session is so new that we don't really have a lot of goals right now,
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine.
Okay, so
Yes.
shall we move on now?
For me, I'm okay. Move on.
Let's
Yes,
move
sir.
on to the next one.
I
What about you,
understand
Sanjeev?
about this.
Angie? Okay, Abdul, shall we move on? Abdul, shall we move?
Yes, yes. So we move.
Okay, okay. And lastly, yeah, Jay. So I think we should move on to our next schedule for the week. And can we have Lucy on it, please?
Well, we just talked about it. I mean, unless Abdul and Lucy want to schedule something during the AustraAsia session, or if anybody wants to schedule either for Eurafrica or Central Asia, like if no one wants to schedule, then we can just move on from this. Like, there's really nothing.
I can for maybe Euro-Africa. But you said that you need to approve from somebody, maybe by the team. So
Again, for both Eurafrica and Central Asia, the only thing that can be scheduled is the weekly session. So until there's a main weekly session, you can't do anything else. So the first thing to schedule for Eurafrica would be the main weekly session.
okay.
So if you want to schedule that, we can just pull up the schedule and actually decide, you know, where to do it right now.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Okay. I have no problem also.
So no problem as in yes, let's do it real quick.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And this will add more time for people to do work with. But again, you know, you guys have to be independent and just start your best, you know, to run the sessions, because, you know, it'll be the middle of the night for me. So I won't be there, but I'm very confident. You guys are doing great today, by the way. Like Asif, you're doing amazing. Lucy, you're doing amazing. If you guys can just do this with other people, there's no stopping us. And of course, there will be people who will be problematic, and you just have to deal with it. And some sessions just are complete failures, and you just move on to the next one, and the next one will be better. So,
Right.
I'm trying to find, did anyone link the main session? Okay, excellent. Oh yeah, and today's the 18th, not the 17th. Perfect. Thank you very, very much. This is the super team doc, AustraAsia. Not what I wanted. Andromeda, no. All right, here we go. Scheduling. All right. Here's our new buddy team schedule. So there's the Eurafrica session. It starts at 12 p.m. UTC and it goes to 3 p.m. UTC. And it is at 6 p.m. AustraAsia time. In America's time, it's 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Very, very early. So this is the Eurafrica session can happen anytime during the days of the week, right? So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. And then the other session is the Middle East session or the Central Asia session. And we already have the AustraAsia session. So we really have this, the Central Asia session is going to be the quintant. The Middle East session is only for the octants. So that, I mean, this is certainly possible to schedule the Middle East session, but the Central Asia and Middle East together are basically the 6 hours that makes up the Central Asia quintant, which has 2 octants. So, I mean, you know, there's basically, for Central Asia, you have hour 1, 2, and 3. For your Africa session, you have hour 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then you basically have 7 days a week, right? I mean, you just have to choose one of the days and one of the hours, and that's it. So do you guys want to schedule these right now, or what? Or you could just schedule your Africa, or you could just schedule your Asia. You could not schedule either of them and schedule things within AustraAsia.
You can do it now. We can do it now together.
Yeah, we can reach the many people now. Ajay, you want it to done by us?
Yeah, I can.
Is that okay?
I'm not going to be there. It's up to you guys to schedule it. There's literally, I will not be there most, if not all the time. I mean, every once in a while it'll line up with like a new moon or a quarter moon, and I'll be there just because. But it'll be very rare that I am there. Because I'm just not up in the middle of the night. Every once in a while I will be. It'll be like, oh wow, I'm up in the middle of the night. I might as well jump on. But it's going to be rare.
Okay. So what we will do, we will discuss among all these participants and we'll update it.
Yeah, if you guys don't want to schedule now, we can just move on. I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to schedule. Otherwise, we just move on.
Yeah, we are going to schedule then after we finish the session with you. Then we can schedule together when you are going to sleep. We will do it with the rest of the team members.
Yeah, and for the AustraAsia session, you guys have until 12 p.m. So 12 p.m. AustraAsia time right now. So it's a half hour. We have a half hour left, right? Or no. We have till 1 p.m. Yeah. So the Central Asia session starts at 1 p.m. So you guys have an hour and a half left before you have to wrap up. Okay. So if we finish early, you guys can do.
We have 1 hour or half an hour.
1.5 hours. So the third hour starts at 12 and ends at 1. And the first hour of the Central Asia session starts at 1 p.m. AustraAsia time.
It's okay. We can use that an hour, 1.5 hours to also schedule our team.
Okay, so yeah, let's just move on. If you guys don't want to schedule now, then you just move on. It's like there's no point to waste 20 minutes on scheduling if no one wants to schedule. So it's like, move it on.
Okay, can move on. We'll do it later.
Okay.
Okay. We have
the next topic.
we have job responsibility and gratification. Next, we have responsibility verification spreadsheets.
Okay.
First of all, they've got list of tasks and responsibilities, which entails some documenting, and we have to verify it, as well as we have to evaluate it also.
Okay, so I'll do this pretty quick. I think we can get through this really fast. There's two types of responsibility verification spreadsheets. You have, temporal, which is basically organized by time, and this is the one that Abdul put here, which is up here somewhere. Here, so this is the list of responsibility documenting verification evaluation. So we're not doing very good with this, but eventually we're going to do really well with this. I'm very excited. Every day, every week. I mean, maybe we want to, downsize this. We may want to downsize this to just weekly. So right now we were trying to do daily and twice a week, but we could just do weekly verification of tasks and responsibilities instead of daily. So maybe we just do weekly verification instead of daily, right? So that would be one idea. So move to just do weekly instead of daily. So right now we're not really doing it, but we'll get there. So that's one component. Does anyone have any questions about that? Basically, all it is like every task that's listed, you put it on the weekly, responsibility documenting verification and evaluation spreadsheet. And then at the end of the week, you review everything that was tasked to be done that week. And anything that doesn't get done, you make sure that it's not lost, right? You check it on the monthly level, right? So eventually we'll get to the daily, but right now we're just not capable of doing it daily. So, we can just do weekly or twice a week or whatever, but eventually maybe we'll get back to daily. So the other one is by topic or team. The easiest place.
I think weekly is better.
Say what?
Yes, I think weekly is better.
Yeah, weekly is perfectly fine. Daily was just too much. It was too often. So let's just do weekly for now. Eventually, we'll get back to daily when we're busier, we have more people involved. So the easiest place to find the topics and the team ones are in the buddy team schedule. So if we open the buddy team schedule again, over here there's the info button. There are 5 lists of responsibilities. All right, let me check that email real quick. That looks like it could be important. New money coming in. Oh my God. We have 60 cents, Zachary, Anthony, Jen, Chris coming. New money ready to come in. I've been waiting for the foundation and resale, but maybe we take this into the partnership. Well, either way sounds good for me. It's making me smile. I'm like, woohoo, more money. Sure, either way is fine. It most likely will be 2 weeks for the foundation. We can take Bitcoin and so that could help with our budget. Like 60,000 is just we're about $75,000 short on the budget. So if we have an additional 60 coming in, our budget will be much better. Actually, I'm gonna do one more email real quick and just say this could potentially alleviate any concern on the budget. All right, so anyways, coming back to the responsibility verification spreadsheet, there's 5 responsibility spreadsheets that are organized by different various topics and teams. So the first one are the client responsibilities. So here you have the projects. There are 20 projects for our client. And there are 85 responsibilities for the client. And then there's also the 5 categories. And this is going to be increasing because we have the house and we're breaking up into some other ways, but there are many other additional responsibilities besides these, but these are like the main ones that we're tracking for the client. So that's a lot. The next one is our full team responsibilities. Yeah, say again.
Yeah, I want to ask one thing, that these responsibilities, can we take these responsibilities?
Yes, 100%.
Suppose, I will just take 2 minutes, not more than that. Suppose if I want to work on row number 8, which is umbrella budgeting, or row number 5, which is extra incorporated accounting. So I can add it into my responsibilities, right? And we'll start working on it.
Yeah, I mean, eventually it'll be all much more organized. So in column D for all of these responsibility verification spreadsheets, you have like who is responsible to make sure that the responsibility is organized and that things are moving forward. And then this column E would be who actually knows how to do the responsibility. Obviously, I can basically handle any responsibility, but that's it. From here, you also have like, is it in the spreadsheet of the buddy team and is it scheduled, right? Is the responsibility scheduled on the weekly buddy team spreadsheet, right? So every responsibility, every project, right? It should be scheduled if we want to get it done. If it's not a priority, it wouldn't be scheduled, right? So these are all the responsibilities for the team. Eventually, we want all of these to be 100% green. So you can see that we're definitely a little behind. And there's a lot, like, look, we have one communications responsibility. There's probably like 30, right? So this obviously doesn't include all the responsibilities. There's a lot of updating to be done. But these are the most important ones. Overall priorities. So the overall priorities obviously are outdated. Right now, the overall priorities, there's just a lot more or different ones. These are the older ones, but it's still relatively similar. You know, you can organize it by organization. These are the FQN, and these are the exit ones, and it kind of tracks like, you know, how we're doing on overall priorities. Every responsibility should be linked. Like this is where you would link them to. And this is where the responsibility organizing comes in. So we'll do that. So here's another 20. So we're probably at what, like 150 by now between projects and responsibilities. Internal exit support verification. This is another like 10 or so. That gives us to about 160 or so. A bunch of projects here as well. So obviously these aren't perfectly organized. And lastly is the sonic responsibility. So we probably have about, listed in these spreadsheets, there's probably about 200 responsibilities, somewhere between 150 to 200 listed here. And we have a total of at least 300. So listed here are 150 to 200 responsibilities and projects. And we know we have at least 300. They just are not always. So there's a lot of work here to update our responsibility verification spreadsheets and actually list all the responsibilities. So did that answer your question, Abdul?
I think no question, I understand. Okay. I understand this.
Cool. And there is one other place that I'll just note down here, but I'm not going to link to it because it's confusing. But there is a temporal responsibilities verification doc. So in this particular doc, it has all of the responsibilities ordered by time period. So for example, you have the session responsibilities verification spreadsheet. So everybody should know the session responsibilities verification spreadsheet. It happens for every single session, and it's linked right here under setup. So this is the session verification spreadsheet. every time you have a session, you have the list of responsibilities. There's about 20 of them, and you would insert a new column to the left here, and then this would be the AustraAsia main session for Tuesday, July 18th. Right, and then you would put all the things. So this would happen every single session. So if there's 10 sessions in a day, you would do that 10 times in a single day, right? So from there, you have your daily responsibilities verification spreadsheet. So these are our tasks and responsibilities that happen every day, right? Then you have your twice per week and your weekly and your twice per month and your monthly, right? So these would be responsibilities and tasks that happen every month. This would include payroll that happens every month, right? Accounting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So the idea is that eventually we'll be so organized that we'll have a verification happening every single day, twice a week, every week, twice a month, that verifies that we completed every single task or responsibility that needs to get done for that particular week or month or day. Okay, but we're just not there yet. We're just not capable of taking on that responsibility because we're just not ready. So right now, just focus on the overall responsibilities, and then these ones are just the organized, everything that was supposed to have gotten done that week gets put in here regardless of whether it got done, right? So that's very different than the temporal responsibilities verification, because this happens beforehand, whereas this always happens after.
Okay.
Cool. So we'll go over that more in the future, but I think we're good to move on here. Oh no, my card has declined.
So guys, shall we move on?
Let me see first. I want to ask a question. There is something I want to get about session verification responsibilities. Is it only when we have a main session like for Sony session, like this Australia session? That's the only thing we can make it on a spreadsheet of session responsibility verification, not for individual team.
You're gonna have to ask me that again if you're asking me, or were you asking other people?
I'm asking about session responsibilities verification spreadsheet. Is that only for when we have a main session like this one?
Yes, it's only for main sessions, planetary sessions, lunar sessions, and there's the responsibilities, and there's also the tasks. These are all the tasks, so you would also, do the tasks and update whether or not the task got done. The difference between a responsibility and a task is that a responsibility has a whole bunch of tasks, and that you have a percentage on your responsibilities, whereas a task, it either got done or it didn't. It's either a yes or no, right? Did the task get done or did the task not get done? There's no possible in between, whereas responsibilities are much more complicated. There's all these moving parts, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have done every single component of the responsibility to have it be completed, right? So that helps you understand the difference between responsibilities and tasks.
So one question there for me.
Yeah.
One question. Yes, can we linking on row 1, column C, and row on column F? Can we linking that doc? That means AustraAsia station. Yes, we can linking that, the doc link.
Sure. Yeah. You would just in this particular case, you would take the notes, you would copy it here, and you would link it like that. But it's totally not necessary. You don't have to do that.
I think it's not a must.
Yeah, it's good to link everything. But the most
But
important,
it is helpful.
yeah, it's helpful. But much
But-
more importantly is we need to start linking all of our responsibilities. And this is what responsibility organizing is. And I know, like, people don't really understand responsibility organized, but we'll get there. But this column B here for every single responsibility verification spreadsheet, every single responsibility should have a link. So you can see here weekly value tracking, which is an ongoing for current value tracking for exit responsibilities. This one's linked. So you could link here to the responsibility. When you go to the responsibility, right, for weekly value tracking, it should have the videos, right? So this should have like video links and for training, right? It should have everything you need to know about how to do weekly value tracking, which is a responsibility, right? So that's what we want. We want every single responsibility. Monthly value tracking, boom, link on it. Everything you need to know about monthly value tracking right here. I'm gonna go straight to the monthly value tracking. And right here, there should be videos even, right? So video, training, links, right? So you put that right there, and then it'd be like done deal. Anyone could just click on it, learn how to do monthly or weekly value tracking. So every single responsibility needs to be organized with its own link, and then everybody will be able to learn how to do anything because you just click on it. It will take you to the responsibility. It'll have the exact videos you need to watch to learn how to do it. You can just start doing it, learning how to do it, and then ask questions and get better at it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it makes sense when also we are done with the video indexing verification. That
Hello, can you guys hear me again?
Yes,
Great.
we can hear you now. What I get an understanding from you, Lucy, that we have done the same as the video indexing. We will do the same as with this spreadsheet, right?
No. The responsibilities verification does have nothing to do with the video indexing. It's the responsibility.
Abdul,
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yes.
yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
Abdullah was asking,
Yes, please ask.
can you see my screen?
Yes, I see your screen.
Like, for example, this is what you are working on. And we see like this category. If it is a management or value tracking, we just take the link, like this one for value tracking, this one for value tracking. Those are the link. We can just take all this link, we put it there where we have on that spreadsheet that they show that has a client or that has a responsibilities. we just link it there.
No, that
Those
is
videos
exactly what you're not supposed to do. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, responsibilities organizing is totally separate from the video indexing. They're totally separate things. So let's go over the responsibility organizing, and then we can have it really clear what that's going to be, okay?
Okay.
Because the responsibility organizing is not just linking a video to the responsibility on the responsibility index. So that would be, it wouldn't help anyone. It wouldn't be organizing the responsibility.
Okay. Then if someone wants to watch the video, can go to a main video indexing spreadsheet to watch those videos there.
Yeah, but the point is that every single, okay, responsibility organizing has like 4 to 5 components to it, right? But one very important thing is that one component is that every single responsibility has a link, right? And this link will go to a doc where you can list all of the links necessary to accomplish that responsibility. Somebody's background noise is really bad. I can barely hear myself. All right, thank you, Vila.
Hi, Lucy.
So if somebody could
Hi.
mute.
I think this is the responsibility. And I think they said us every responsibility is linking. And when I don't know, this is the responsibility, and already this is linking. And when I go to this linking,
I don't see your screen. Can you share your screen?
yes, I shall. Yes, yes. Okay.
It looks like we lost Abdul.
Yeah.
He'll get, oh, here he's back. He's back.
Are you seeing my screen, Lucy?
Yes.
So I think this is the responsibility. And as I said, us, every responsibility, like as 31, this is the responsibility and the work is linking here. When I go to the doc, and then here we need to linking the video indexing. This is the task, I think. We need to link in here the video indexing.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was asking about. When you click there, when you link the document, so when you click, you will have a whereby you add a video for that related. If it is finance, all the finance will be listed there.
Yeah, but the only thing that's important to note here is that weekly value tracking is not general value tracking.
Okay, then.
Right? So it's like it needs to be a video that's specifically for the responsibility that is linked off of the responsibility spreadsheet. And if we don't have a video, then we need to create one. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, and then but you can also have the project doc. So every project has its own document, right? So every responsibility has a link, but you can have multiple links within a project doc. So every project always has its own doc. And then you can, this is where you can link all of the training videos for a project. Right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So for example, all of the finance videos, could go into finance doc, right? This would be the finance project doc. All right, so let's finish up with responsibility organizing. First thing, let's note that responsibility organizing is a responsibility, and it would be a full team responsibility. Almost done. So let's see what we got here. Responsibility. Got here. Responsibility organizing. Actually, you know what? I also want this to be a priority. So let's also put it on the overall priority. So right now, responsibly organizing is probably like, 3% done. We have 300 responsibilities. We probably organized like 10 of them. So there's a lot more work to do.
Yeah. I think you can share your screen.
Oh yeah, I got cut off, so I have to share my screen again. Oh yeah, let's see, share screen. Okay, so this would be an FQNT network responsibility. It's part of documentations, and it's called responsibility organizing, okay? So where do you find responsibility organizing? It happens to be under our personnel. Okay, Abdul, can you please mute, or somebody mute,
Yes.
like Lucy? Can you mute Lucy or somebody? Because it's just ridiculously loud. Or Asif, or everybody just mute until it's quieter, because I can't hear anything.
Jay, you are not much clear.
Oh my God, Asif, thank you. It was,
Now
it was
it's
Asif.
okay.
We can hear now. All right, let's just
Yeah.
take a quick breath, because it's like, wow, I can hear myself. All right, so now I don't have to yell anymore because I can actually hear. All right, just everybody remember to mute when you're not talking, so it reduces background noise. All right, so all I want to show here is the responsibility organizing, and this is going to be the last thing that I do before I have to leave because it's really late and I got to get to bed. So the easiest place to find this would be under personnel support. But obviously it should be in a lot more places than that. So I'm going to go to personnel support. And those are all our projects, by the way. That was our project virtual drawer. And from our personnel support project doc, I'm going to come down. By the way, somebody needs to link all of the main buddy team proposals here and the provisional buddy team proposals. And someone needs to update all the individual personnel files. And if you had someone taking notes, you would write all that down in the notes right now because it all needs to happen. And no one's doing it. So our whole personnel profiles and filing is way off. Needs a lot of work. All right, so I'm coming down here to our new policy on personnel independence levels. And this also goes over the buddy team process here, if anyone has questions on the buddy team process. So then I come back to our notes. Add that right here, responsibility organizing. Policy on personnel independence levels. So then I click on this button right here, the responsibility organizing position. Click on here. My computer does not look happy. So I don't know if Abdul wants to take over, but if you could click on that, you'd be able to see anything and everything you need related to responsibility organizing. There's basically like 5 or so different components to responsibility organizing, but the general premise that every single responsibility needs a link. Responsibility organizing is also responsibility. It's also a position. So it would need I still doesn't have that. It would be part of documentations. Responsibility organizing is a documentations process part of, but it's also a position. Responsibility also has a responsibility organizing position, but responsibility organizing is also a responsibility in and of itself, which is a documentations responsibility. I don't know if you guys even understand that, but we can go over it as many times as you want to. Yeah, I need to do a lot of cleaning up on my computer.